Greetings everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. We are back on our favorite Minmatar Alpha. We are going to try this Gnosis fit from my last video, slightly tweaked, on Kurst, and see if we can't do these Gala sites as a pure Alpha. So let us take a look. Now, Kurst doesn't fly missiles, so I had to swap out the guns and do a couple of little tweaks, but I think I got something that works. It's a little more expensive than I would have liked, but I mean, without the skills, you have to kind of compensate. So let's take a quick look. So up in the tops, we have 5 720mm Scout Artilleries firing Republic Fleet Fusion rounds. I put a drone link augmenter just to get a little extra range out of my drones. Without this, they only go 35, so this will allow me to get them out to some of the slightly further targets if it comes up. 2 times large FS9 Regolith compact shield extenders. I can't fit Tech 2s on Kurst yet, so we lose a little bit of our tank, so it worries me a little bit. So we lose a little bit of our buffer here, but we'll see. If we focus down and we do it right, we should be okay. And you can see here 2 times Dread Guristas explosive deflection field, and 1 times Dread Guristas kinetic deflection field. These aren't that much more expensive. I mean, the kinetic one cost me a fair bit, but it was overpriced. There wasn't very many on the market. They're usually around the 3 to 4 million mark. This is what I paid for the explosives. Right now the Dread Guristas was 15, so it's a little steep, but I bought it anyway. You can probably hit a better market hub, like I did it in Dodixie. If you did it in GD, you might still get it cheaper, or keep an eye out for it to be smaller, or put up buy orders or something if you want to get it cheaper. But the reason I went this way is I'll show you the stats here versus a Tech 2, which is what I had on my first iteration. So I'll bring up the stats for the Tech 2 as well. So in the attributes, they look pretty much similar. Activation costs 20 gigajoules, and that's really all that matters. 55% bonus, so they're the same there. The thing to consider though is your cycle time on the Tech 2 is 10 seconds, so you're spending 20 gigajoules every 10 seconds. Dread Guristas, you're spending 20 gigajoules every 12 seconds. So it's basically a 20% decrease in capacitor use. 20% spread over 3 modules is pretty good on the capacitor. Might give you a little bit more room if you have to use a capacitor-based weapon like hybrid turrets or lasers. Although this fit will be very much tweaked if you have to do that, I'd imagine. So that's nice. The main reason for it, though, is each module uses 14 less CPU when your teraflops the CPU when you're fitting it. So it saves me like what, 42 CPU. Now on here, because I can't use the Tech 2 extenders, I don't actually need to switch them out for it, but I figured the capacitor gain might as well. And that allows me to fit another thing in the low, which we will get to. So there's your hardeners there. And again, for the if you do it right, about 6 to 8 million, 10 million maybe more for the 3 modules. Totally worth it to save some fitting room and some capacitor. We could even maybe go up to like a micro warp drive for just the last little bit, but we'll try that later. So 10 meganewton compact afterburner. For now, I'd like to maybe try and, like I said, a micro warp drive there, so once we're going to get the loot, we kick in the micro warp drive. Since we're not speed tanking anyway, it might be worth it. Didn't bother for this video. In the lows, so the 3 replace the ballistics controls for gyrostabilizers because we're using projectile weapons, and 2 times drone damage amplifiers. And in the place of the CPU module, I put a tracking enhancer. I did this mostly to get a little bit more tracking and to get the range pushed out past 40, just so we can hit, if the boss spawns in at further out away, we have a better chance of hitting him. So that's what that's for. If you want to focus more on the drones, which has been talked about, you could flip this around, would be my first suggestion. Replace one of these with another drone damage amp, and swap this out for the drone tracking enhancer. I think is in the lows. Hang on, now that I've said that, let's go take a look. Yeah, right here, drone damage amp. Oh yeah, no, the drone one is here in the mids. I think this actually does affect drones. Let's just take a quick look. Tracking speed of turrets, it should affect the drones as well, but I'd have to take a look. Let's take a peek here. Go into fitting, or go into ghost fitting, look at our drones, not our weapons, our drones. So tracking is 115 and optimal is 762. If we turn this off, nope, doesn't affect them. So if you could try to squeeze one in here if you want to do more drones, but basically if you want to do heavier on the drones, I would just flip these two, maybe even swap this out for 4 drone damage amps. I just couldn't remember if that affected drones or not. The mid slot one does. There's one for the mid slot for the drones. And that's that. Basically just shooting fusion rounds. I did do one site, so I did verify that this kind of worked, although the site had already started. But I just wanted to give it a test with that much less tank. And for the drones, I swapped out to medium drones. They're a little more expensive than Tech 2, or sorry, faction medium drones. It's a little more expensive than the Tech 2s, not a whole lot. Kurst can't fly Tech 2s to begin with, but you also get slightly more hit points on your faction drones over the Tech 2s. So I'll show you that before we go out and actually test this baby. So Tech 2 attributes. So you can see slightly less on the structure if I hover over it, but you go over down here, 216, base is 432 on the armor, so almost double, actually a little more, yep, double, plus then my bonuses. And the nice thing is because of the 10% per 35% bonus to hit points, you get more bonus as well, yay! And 240 and 480, so double the shield as well, so you get twice as much shield and twice as much armor, so they're less likely to die. And if we keep scrolling down, we got optimal range is the same, plus our bonus. And keep on scrolling. And our max velocity is the same, plus our bonus. So really it's about the extra hit points. It makes them less likely to die. They do the same damage as well. Damage modifier is the same, plus our bonus. So really it's all about the hit points, and you'll see that when they start actually taking damage, they just don't die. I use factions in my Gila, in my Rattlesnake, and Kurst has been using them forever. But let's go right ahead. Let's get out there. I am training Kurst to do a bunch of other things, but for now we will focus because he's still training. I do eventually want to get him into a Gila and a Rattlesnake, so we can do alpha mission runners and alpha. Basically everything I do on Cal, my Omega, do it on Kurst. And as I said, as I do little things, I want to test with alphas. I'll be using Kurst for most of that. But let's get in and see this guy do a sight. So you can see here our range out to 41 kilometers. Yeah, this will be fun. So let me find us a site, and then I'll bring you guys back. Alright, here we go, warping to a site here in our home system. We're going to see. Hopefully it is empty because I want a fresh test. And we'll just take a quick peek here. One interesting thing I have noticed doing these sites is I see a lot more people trying to contest me when I'm flying these Gnosis. Gnosi? When I'm in my Gila, almost very rarely does anybody jump into the site after me and stick around. So, except for the odd Tech 3 Cruiser or other Gila, most other things just kind of leave. I don't know if that's... Well, it's probably because, you know, Gila's a beast and they may not be able to race it unless they're in one themselves or something that can put the same DPS on the field. But even battleships, often I see them just taking off. Hopefully this Rattlesnake will leave us be. I would like to do a full test. We wave in here. If we're friendly, they may just leave us alone. He might stay and help us. Oh yeah, he's dropping an MTU, so he's going to stick it around. But we'll finish it. We'll do it. See if we can race him. He should be spreading out. I don't want to focus fire. I want him to spread out and hit multiple frigates at once. Let's see what happens here. So we're watching our tank, watching our drones. Yeah, he's killing stuff. Oh well. Let's go ahead and get this guy locked up if we can. One of these two. There we go. Oh, they warped off because they're jerks. Oh, just the drones continue off on what they're doing. And yeah, we'll finish up this site, but it's not a good test because, you know, we have help. We don't want help here, 35 kilometers. This way our guns can still reach out. And we'll see what we're doing here. That was 600 damage. It's not bad. The next guy targeted up. There, yeah, big hit. Beautiful. The nice thing about the turrets over missiles is that it's instant application, so when we do race the final guy, there's a good chance that we can hit first at least, which also means our volleys, I mean, we're slowly volleying, so we probably won't get final blow, but we are getting hit, at least a little bit, by the cruisers, and webbed by the frigates, so... Unfortunately, our test was ruined, but we will try another one after this. Oh good. Brutix has come to join the party. Come on, get him. Lock target. Alright, what I'll do is I'll finish up, since this site's ruined, finish it up. I'll bring you back for the race at the end, just to see. But I'll try to get us... After that, I'll try to get us another clean site, and we'll just try it again. There's a Gila too. Holy crap, busy this morning. There he is. Crap. Oh, we made it. We're just come straight in on him. Let's see here. Guardians missed a battleship. What bullshit. There we go. And I'm basically just approaching him since he's not shooting me anyway, and allowing my tracking to be as low as possible and just hope for the best here. So probably got some missiles coming in. Yeah, there you go, missiles coming in from that rattlesnake. With our drones, we might get lucky because they'll shoot a little bit faster than his drones. Is he using sentries? Can't see them. So with any luck, we'll get the last blow just by rapid firing of our drones. Alright, getting close here. We got it! Woo! So we got the kill. That was pretty sweet. I wasn't expecting that. And Viator. I don't know if I have that one on Cal. Alright, so I just let these guys know that I'm actually recording this for YouTube and that they're going to be YouTube famous now. And we'll go find ourselves a clean site. Alright, looks like we're coming up on an empty site. Nothing on D-scan as we close, so let's hope it stays that way and we can get a proper test this time. I'm still pretty stoked that I beat that rattlesnake. I actually created this fit for another one of my alphas. Not mine, but an alpha in my corp who flies Minmatar. We were trying to get a Hurricane to work, but he shield tanks and there's just not enough slots to put enough tank on a Hurricane, not without spending about 300 million on it. I did get one fit that I thought, whoopsie, let's turn this on before we die. And a horrible ball of fire. That's a good way to start this site, with a mistake. Perfect. Now if we win, we know that there's some room for error. This is going to be a little tight. We might not hit too easily with our cannons. Let's see. Gotta take down these cruisers fast. Actually, it's hitting pretty hard. You can see every time we shoot. Yeah, that's perfect. That is perfect. You frigates can just mind your business over there. Let's get our cannons on it now that the cycle time's up. Wow. It's fun how fast, like the alpha on those is amazing. I mean, yeah, the DPS is a little low, but just seeing the shields and armor melt when you open up fire, like, watch when I hit it. Here we go, ready? Boom. And away it goes. It's beautiful. I do like that. It'd be nice if I could one-shot these cruisers, but that would probably take Tech 2 guns and ammo and a bunch of other stuff that Kurst can't use, but still beautiful. And we'll just sort of let our guns cool down. Let's go actually ahead and reload while there's no cruisers here. just so that we have good ammo when we get a boss. This will be great. I'd like to get a battleship. I want to test this against, the battleship boss. So see what we get. I don't think I'd have any trouble with the battle cruiser, but battleship for sure. You can see a couple of my drones are taking a bit of damage, but they're going to go and make short work of these frigates anyway. If this gets down below half, I'll probably think about returning it for the moment, but lots and lots of frigates. Frigates we can't shoot with our guns. It's just not going to happen. Well, maybe with this one. We'll try one shot, just to see. Hey, we erased it. These close ones, there's no way. But these further ones away, we might be able to pick them off one at a time. We're probably way overdoing it with these cannons, but that one's already got a drone on him. We'll let the drones finish him. Find one without a drone. This one right here. One shot. There you go, Zune. This is for you. One-shotting frigates as long as they're not close. These ones are warping. Still no cruisers. Drones are okay. Tank is holding. Let's keep trying to pick some of these smaller guys off as they're further away. That one's got a drone on him. Let's try this guy. This guy. So they're trying to warp in on me and get webs, but these ones here, there's almost no way I'm hitting them. Let's try it. If there's nobody on him, we'll try it. Yeah, see, we miss. But we could focus fire these ones. Yeah, see, they're all close now. But that's okay, we just sort of wait for the cruisers. Let's bring our drones in for a minute. And we'll relaunch them. There's a cruiser right there. So we'll just let the frigates target us up. Web us down to nothing. Yeah, look at that. 7 webs again. Can I get this thing locked? Please? He's locking me. I should be able to lock him. Come on. Come on. Really? Oh, duh. It's Kurst. He can't lock more than 5 targets like Kel can. That's why that wasn't working. Drones and guns. Kapow. He had a bit of traversal up, but that's okay. We'll get him on the second shot. He's also a little further out, but that's all part of it. Keep an eye on our drones. There goes something. He warped off one of the frigates. They're all very close, so we're done trying to shoot them. Alright. Drones, go do your work. We are approaching the halfway mark on our shields. Would like to see the boss. Let's go ahead and reload. Not that it matters. I mean, 15 shots takes like 15 minutes. What's our cycle time? The reload's 10 seconds. What's the cycle time? The rate of fire 10 seconds. So 150 seconds to get through everything. So it's not like we're gonna go through ammo that fast. That guy we could probably shoot. Let's do it. Oh, we missed him. He's traveling in circles. Give him another shot. Nah, it's okay. We don't want to waste too much ammo on him. We need our guns to be uncycled when the next cruiser shows up as well. One of my guys is out hunting suspects in these sites. So the guys that steal other people's loot, he's out there dealing with them. Ah, there's the boss, and it's a battleship. That is perfect. We are going to drones, guns. We're going to try to keep the orbit on him. We're just going to orbit current and hope that that keeps our traversal up enough that he's not going to wipe us out before we get him down. This is what we came for, my friends. Moment of truth. Can we take out a battleship? We're hitting him. My drones are now hitting him, so that's good. They couldn't hit him on the way up. They're traveling too fast with their micro warp drives. We are going to get a bit tight, but we're actually doing a pretty good amount of damage to him so far. Here it comes, another shot, boom. Another 2,000 damage out of him. And we'll just watch our... Yeah, I think this is actually going to work. I am pretty excited. Even with that mistake at the beginning, we didn't lose all that much. I may have to let it go into armor, but I kind of don't want to, so come on, kill him before you get into armor. One more. That's perfect, we did it. So there you go. So even with artillery, we managed to do it. Call our drones in because everything else is leaving. Let's go get our loot and see what we have. That was awesome. So about the same, I mean 20% this time. I think leaving the medium drones out instead of using hobgoblins helped us, or hobgoblins using lights, and just letting the mediums work on the frigates helped a lot because I was being stupid, and I did know that my Gila has no problems with the frigates with his medium drones, so this can't be that much worse. I mean, they don't do quite the damage per shot, but tracking and stuff is all the same, so that's great. Yeah, one of my guys, Neo, he likes to hunt suspects that steal people's loot. That's his thing. So here's a kill report he just got. Vexor Navy issue. He took him out in a Barger. Ooh, a Marauder. That's pretty fancy. And so this guy was going around and stealing loot from like people like me running the site, so he'd just fly in, steal the loot, and warp off. Trusting that high-sec Care Bears don't shoot back. And Neo goes and finds them and shoots them. And I like that. So there you go. Good job, Neo. Thank you. Shout out. Keep up the good work. Catalyst. Cool. Alright. So, an advanced. So we have a standard on right now. Yeah, so we'll turn this one on in a day, 2 days. And there you go. So I managed to run a site as a proper alpha in a Gnosis with turrets. So they're not undoable. It takes a little bit of training. I mean, it would be a lot better if I had the Tech 2 shield extenders, and even better if I could get into Tech 2 weapons. But that's going to be it. So it is doable as an alpha. You need to spend a little bit of time with battlecruiser. I can't find a cruiser on Kurst that'll work, so he's training into Caldari right now, or Galente right now, so maybe we can do a Vexor in the future with him, but he's just not quite there yet. The drone skills are close, but the Galente skills just aren't there yet, and armor tanking isn't his thing, so it'd have to be a shield tank Vexor right now, and I couldn't get the buffer up high enough. Like, you saw how much this did, and this has 3 times the tank that my Vexor would have had. And the speed wasn't that much different because you're so webbed it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Proper alpha and a proper alpha ship, and they are doable. I'd like to thank the guys in the comments for their advice, putting me onto the Dread Guristas hardeners. I hadn't thought to look at the price of those recently, and that was a good one because it allowed me to replace that CPU with something CPU module with something usable. So thank you, and the drone thing as well. Using faction drones and just the mediums, that came from my YouTube comments, and even though I should have known it, it reminded me to do so, and it seems to have worked. So there's an alpha fit that works. If you have slightly less skills and you have to use tech or meta modules for all your hardeners and stuff, which in fact you don't have to because you don't need the Tech 2 skills to use these babies, which is the other advantage. They're basically meta, so if you can't use Tech 2 hardeners, this is a great replacement. They're only a little bit more expensive. Anyways, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Fly safe. Catch y'all next time. I'm out of here.